I've worked in the building engineering services industry for over 30 years.
Nearly 34 years.
22 years.
40 years.
39 years.
16 years.
I left school with no qualifications at all. Ended up going to the job centre. My father was an engineer and I thought I'd want to go down that same route and asked him for some type of engineering job. Came to Roperhurst for an interview and got the job. Basically as a T-boy and sweeper-upper and general dog's body to start with.
I started life doing an apprenticeship in the engineering sector and at the same time I did a technical qualification, and then later on in life I went on to do a master's degree in business.
Well, a friend of mine was doing the apprenticeship on the engineering side when we left school, and we sort of spoke about it, and I wanted to go into more the pipe fitting background and the heating and ventilation industry, because my dad was from there, worked in construction, and from an early age I'd seen, when working with him, of the mechanical and electrical services, and he sort of passed me on to move into that area.
I got into the industry by default on an accountancy apprenticeship, so came in through the financial side of the industry and then developed from there.
I got into the industry by replying to a job advert in the Oxford Mail, which is a local tabloid. I came to FG Alden's, passed the interview, left school at 16 on Friday and joined FG Alden's on Monday.
A typical working day for myself is pretty hectic. We've got a lot of live sites all over London, so sometimes I work from here on a Monday and Friday, where I liaise with the teams and get everybody set up for the week, and then into London Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and work from our Euston office, but try to get round our sites and speak to all our project managers and see what's going on. And then I've got to go to tender bid reviews for projects we're tendering, so it is pretty hectic, but it is exciting, never a dull moment.
It is a varied mixed role, but mainly checking with the apprentices to see how they're doing, are they all right?
It's extremely varied.
There is no typical working day.
We've worked in America, we've worked all over Europe, plus all over the UK obviously. But the best job ever was in Australia. We were taken out there by an American company to do some repairs to some tanks in the steelworks. They told us it was going to take 10 days. The job actually only took 4, and we spent the rest of the time on the beach and in the bar, and it was a brilliant time.
I've worked all over the world. Every job has its rewards, and no matter where they are in the world.
We have done a job in Antarctica for a weather station, which consisted of designing and building a small heating system, which was then packed up and put into tea chests.
I visited lots of great places. We've been in One Hyde Park when it was being built, and that's, I think they're £80 million flats. I've been in the King of Saudi's palace, I've been on top of the Mandarin Oriental, I've been into the headquarters of the Masons, etc, etc. And well, Buckingham Palace, I was wandering around one day, so.
It's definitely the people side. Training is a strong ethos for this company, and it's great to see the apprentices coming through all the way up to our top level. All our management team followed the apprenticeship route.
The best aspect of my job is obviously working alongside some great people, but also I get the opportunity to meet some fantastic customers and work alongside them, but work with young people and develop our training programs both within our own business and within the industry.
Running a business of this size is the tendering, the actual projects on site, the winning the work, and then delivering and getting PC on time, and that is a big buzz for me, is making sure that we deliver our projects on time and on budget, and the joys that come with that as well. So
I think it's the people, the variation of work that we do. There's anything from Mrs Smith's radiator to Windsor Castle.
Going out to sites, you can speak to the lads in their own environment. It's like a different world when you come down to London and what people own and what they're wanting.
And seeing finished products or finished services I still get a buzz out of seeing stuff being shipped out or a project being finished off.
The ability to grasp technology quickly, and that's where young people can help us a lot.
Getting paid by contractors, we try to work with our supply chain to make that work.
It's getting paid, fitting things into buildings.
Historically has been a struggle with late payments, but I think a lot of improvements have been made.
There's a lot of people, my friends, don't believe in how big the jobs that we work on, the sort of contract value size, because we're working with multi-million-pound projects, so that even when I speak to my mum and things like that, she's blown away by the sort of size of the projects that we're working on.
We're talking with friends in the pub and whatever, and you talk about school and past history and whatever of your life, and you end up talking about things, and somebody always pipes up with, who uses algebra? What was ever the point of getting taught algebra in school? I use it every day.
The complex engineering challenges that we face, 3D modelling, our drawing office, making all of the services work together to interface into a building.
The general understanding of what goes into a building.
My greatest achievement to date is to be nominated by the members of the Building Engineering Services Association to be their president.
I was given an award for the a commitment role at the Handball Arena in 2010 by Buckingham Group, based on my commitment to get early heat on as a project manager on that. So getting an award off Jonathan Edwards at the 2012 Olympic Park, I think was a very an achievement I was proud of, because I worked pretty hard on that project to get it over the line.
I think becoming managing director of FG Aldens, and also I'm very proud of FG Aldens taking on apprentices, which they have always done. We have 3 directors here, all of which have been apprentices, and between the 3 of us we have over 100 years experience in the mechanical services industry.
I think my greatest achievement to date is the unity of the team that we've got here.
My greatest achievement, obviously personally, is to be Managing Director of N Systems Limited.
My greatest achievement today is becoming MD of Roperhurst.
But the ones that are really close to my heart are our involvement in the pharmaceutical industry with AstraZeneca, because you're working on products that are going to help save lives.
The Crossrail project in London, and I also played a significant part in securing and delivering the Chernobyl project in the Ukraine.
We are currently working on the old War Office in Horse Guard Parade for Beck Interiors, doing the mock-up rooms, which is a very prestigious project.
Our clients include high-end residential, and that's everybody from kings, queens, sultans, princesses, princes, pop stars, the Prime Minister, you name it, we do it.
We've done big MOD ones, but places like the Berkeley Hotel, the Mandarin Oriental, etc.
Lambourne had a major fire back in 2012, just before Christmas, 12th of December, and it was £25 million worth of damage in the Pickle Line area, where there's a lot of plastic pipework, ductwork, tanks, covers, you name it is there. And we had them back up and running by the 1st of January. It then took another further 2 months to finish the project, and we worked every single day for 4 months.
It's important that people gain training and qualifications. That's the foundation of our business. We've always had a strong ethos about training, and we use the association a lot for the student apprenticeship framework in building services, and then all the associated qualifications. Skill card in particular is essential. Health and safety is paramount in this industry, so that's key for me. And then all the other offerings to do with supervisor training, it all builds that profile to put out quality engineers into the marketplace.
As managing director of Tree Building Services, there isn't a university of life, so to speak, but obviously we're starting as an apprentice all them years ago, and then working through the supervision and gaining the MVQ level 2 and 3 and 4, and sort of working through that, and that was a good benchmark for me to move forward. And I think it's more about the drive and determination and learning along the way.
Within our industry, it's vitally important that apprenticeships play a key part, and I would encourage any young person coming into the industry to take on an apprenticeship before they then go on to further education to later stage.
The willingness to learn.
We need greater diversity, we need more women into our industry.
It would have to be to encourage more women to come into the industry. I've been in the industry 34 years and there's certainly a lot more female presence, but where we need to encourage it is in the apprenticeship field. And looking at that as looking at females in the industry, you've then got to look at more minorities, disabilities, recognising that there is a niche in the industry for those individuals to fulfil those roles.
Most people don't recognise, and we're not very good at getting out there and showing people the engineering abilities that we have.
I truly believe more people need to know about the industry.
We get to see longevity in the business, we get to bring young talent in and drive the industry and our business down a more technical route, and it is really gratifying to see young people build a career in our industry.
I love employing apprentices. I think it's giving something back to the industry. I was lucky enough that someone gave me an opportunity at Crown House Engineering all them years back, and I won't be where I am without the apprenticeship, which set me off on the road to where I am now. So I love to give the opportunities to young guys and even the older apprentices that we've got. But I think they are the sort of lifeblood of the industry.
You can bring an apprentice, you can mould them into how you want them to do.
We want to pick up bright young people. We want them to challenge us.
Employing an apprenticeship within these companies, I've already said, is the lifeblood of our business, and I think it should be the lifeblood of the industry as well. You've got to keep your apprenticeships coming through, you've got to make sure you're offering quality training, because that is the circle of life.